For days, David Miller's apartment remained silent. The blinds stayed drawn. Mail piled at the door. Lights never flickered on. Neighbors barely knew him. Just a nod in the hallway, a passing glance on the stairs. But even they began to notice his absence. After nearly a week without a sign of life, someone finally made the call. 2 officers climbed the narrow stairwell, their boots echoing against the worn wood. The key turned. The lock gave way. And as the door creaked open, a rush of stale, heavy air poured out. Inside, silence. Then, horror. David Miller hung from a rope tied to the ceiling beam, his body completely still. The door had been locked from within, the window sealed tight, and in that dim, suffocating room, something wasn't right. David Miller had lived alone for years, a solitary man in his 40s, keeping to himself. No close friends, no family nearby. He moved quietly through the city, barely noticed. Neighbors saw only faint lights through blinds or occasional movement behind curtains. Days had passed without a glimpse of him. Concern grew until someone finally called the police. Inside the apartment, the scene seemed ordinary. A rope hung from the ceiling beam. A chair stood in the corner. A table pressed against a wall. Floorboards creaked under careful steps. Dust and faint marks traced across the old wood. A small puddle lay near the center of the room. Detective Graves moved slowly, examining every detail. He crouched over the floorboards, noting the marks and scuffs. The rope's knots were precise. The chair remained in place. The table stayed pressed against the wall. Dust patterns scattered across the boards. The puddle reflected a faint glow from the street lamp outside. Graves paced the room, testing each angle in his mind. He adjusted his position, tried imagining movement through the space. He shifted objects slightly, examining shadows, angles, floorboards. The room remained silent, each small detail quietly present. Hours passed as Graves moved carefully through the space. He repeated movements, considered angles, imagined every possible support. The chair, the table, the floorboards, the rope, the dust, the puddle, all were present, unchanged. He crouched, stood, and circled the center of the room. He paused, tracing paths, weighing possibilities silently. Minute by minute, observation after observation, a single idea began to form. Carefully, he tested it in his mind, and then in small motions in the room. David hadn't needed the chair or table. He had used a block of ice. Placed in the center of the room, he climbed onto it, tied the rope, and waited. Hours passed. The ice melted. By the time the police arrived, only a faint puddle remained. The room returned to ordinary appearance. Through careful observation, patience, and step-by-step deduction, Graves uncovered the truth. The impossible death had a hidden explanation, revealed only through meticulous attention to detail. Sometimes, we only see fragments of someone's life. Shadows through blinds, a fleeting movement, or the smallest detail unnoticed in passing. We might walk past a neighbor every day without truly knowing them, unaware of the quiet struggles or hidden moments that shape their world. Every life holds more than what we observe from the outside. It's a reminder to notice, to reach out, to check in, to see beyond the surface, because even a small act of attention or kindness can mean more than we ever realize. And sometimes paying attention to the details The little things others might overlook can reveal truths we never expected. The locked room. Mystery had its answer. Tomorrow, another story waits. Another riddle wrapped in shadows. Subscribe, turn on notifications, and see if you can uncover the next impossible puzzle before anyone else. Will you be the one to solve it?